Welcome back to the LA Angels Draft Only franchise. We just wrapped up season 3, saw 3 of our top prospects make their MLB debut. First one was Jesus Mota, then we had Edgar Mota, and then the last one was Freddie Lorenz. Super excited for those guys to play next year at the major league level for an entire season. And we have some housekeeping things that I need to go over very briefly. I said in the last video we weren't going to cover a whole lot of stuff in the off season because there's just not much for us to do anymore. At the beginning of the off season, we released 4 pitchers from the minor leagues, including one guy we drafted. Christopher Hanna was only a 48 overall, so he was never going to develop. And we also let Brandon Drury leave as a free agent. And then we released 5 more players for depth reasons and replaced them with undrafted free agent, much younger guys that can grow. And then we also outrighted both Oscar Colas and John Singleton so that we could send them to AAA. They are off the 40-man roster. They're old enough that no one should go after them at all, and they didn't. So now we cleared up some 40-man roster spots, and that allowed us to purchase the contracts of Nelson Rada and Tyler Bremner. Rada is 22 years old, B potential, 78 overall, and his ratings are right at or better than what we had in the major leagues last year in center field. And we're going to invite him to spring training and see if he can win the starting job. And we're also going to invite Tyler Bremner and see if he can make the jump from AAA up to the major leagues. I'm kind of worried about that walks per 9, but we'll just see how it goes in the spring. And if he gets absolutely torched, then we'll send him back down to AAA and bring him up later in the season. We have several guys that we offered arbitration to, and so we'll just have to wait for that to go through late in the offseason. All those guys should be brought back and probably won't win all those cases, but we'll just pay them whatever they ask or whatever the arbitrator decides. And then we have 2 guys that we haven't tendered contracts to. That's Edgar Mota and Jesus Mota. And I'm very strongly considering offering them huge deals that'll stretch out over 10 years and limit how much we have to pay these guys down the road, because both these guys are going to be 99 overall, which means they're going to command anywhere from $30 to $40 million a year, and don't really want to pay that. So if we can lock these guys in somewhere in the low to mid 20s now, yeah, we're going to overpay for the next 4 years, but we'll be severely underpaying down the road, and that'll help us to afford some of our other young players, especially the pitchers that we're going to need. So first one we're going to do, though, is Edgar Mota. And we're going to offer him 11-year contract, $264 million. That'll come in at $24 million per year. And hopefully he'll accept that. And the other one, Jesus Mota, same thing. Offer him 10 years, $220 million, so $22 million per year. And we'll wait to see if they accept those mammoth contracts. And Edgar Mota says yes, so we'll be paying him $24 million a year for the foreseeable future. And the same thing with Jesus Mota, going to pay him $22 million for the foreseeable future. So we got both those guys locked up, and overpaying them right now, that doesn't really matter, because if you take a look at our budget right now, we still have $78 million available, and we're not paying anybody hardly anything. We got a bunch of veteran guys in their mid-30s that are going to be free agents that we can replace with younger players or Rule 5 draft pick guys. And once we start winning, we will start bringing in more revenue, and won't make much of a difference. But Edgar Mota, 11 years, Jesus Mota, 10. Now we don't have to worry about these guys. They will be here until through their age 30 season. And now it is draft lottery time. We have the number 4 spot in the lottery. 13% chance to getting up to number 1. See, the White Sox, the Rays, and the Blue Jays are ahead of us. So let's hit simulate and see where we pick this coming summer. And in the draft lottery, the Mets jump 4 spots up to number 1. Blue Jays go up to number 2. We move up to number 3. The Rays drop 2 spots. The White Sox, worst team in the league, drops 6 spots down to 7. Tough luck for them. But we move up. We're in the top 3, so that bodes well. Hopefully we have a good draft class next year. And we did not select anybody in the Rule 5 draft this year. And on the arbitration side, John Singleton lost his hearing Carson Fulmer lost his. Kevin Biggio won his. Eric Miller lost arbitration. Manoah won his. He's going to get $6.8 million. Means he'll probably have to stay in the major leagues instead of going to AAA. Tyson Miller wins his. Bowden Francis lost his. Nick Lofton also lost his. Brennan Bernardino won. He's only getting 1.5. And Johnny Brito also gets 1.2. So everybody on the team is signed, sealed, and delivered. And now it's time to head off to spring training, where we're going to get our first look at Tyler Bremner and Nelson Rada wearing Angels Major League uniforms. So let's go see if these guys can win starting jobs in this 2028 season. And we're going to toss our rookies right to the Wolves off the rip. Nelson Rada is going to bat leadoff and play center field against right-hand pitching, and he will bat ninth against lefties. And on the pitching side, we're going to put Tyler Bremner at number 1. So he starts the opening day of spring training, gets the most starts he possibly can get. And we are going to jump in right here against Seattle. Tyler Bremner against Brian Wu. And we're going to take a look at these young guys and see how they do at this level. And this is the first spring training action we've had in this franchise. Haven't had a need to. And from now on, we may show a little bit of spring training as our rookies come up and they take on these veterans and see how they match up against them. There we go. Edgar Mota getting the team pumped. On the mound, Tyler Bremner. There he is. His 4-pitch mix. And we're just going to let the computer play and see how these guys do without any human input. All right, Bremner facing Cole Young right off the rip. Here's the first pitch of the spring off the plate, and that's a ball. Tyler, a real first-round pick, 2025 by the Angels. We essentially got 2 draft classes in the 2025 draft. There's a strike. So we got Bremner and Lorenz, 2 top pitching prospects in one draft, essentially. Freddie got his MLB debut out of the way. Looking for Tyler to get his as soon as we get out of spring training. Heading to count 1-2 on Cole Young. See if he can put him away. There he goes. Strikeout. It's a good start to the spring as he strikes out the first batter he faces. That'll bring in Gleyber Torres. First pitch to him. Strike. There we go. See what Torres did last year, hitting 246, 18 home runs, 75 ribs. World Series champions. Best way we can test these young players is, like I said, throw them to the Wolves right away. High ball 1. And the 1-1 pitch from Bremner. That's a fly ball into left field. Drifting back. And Cross has got it for the second out. That'll bring in Julio Rodriguez, always dangerous. 5-tool player. Strike 1 to him. See what Julio did last year. And the 0-1 pitch from Bremner. Strike right down the middle. Getting ahead in the count. Love to see that. And the 0-2 pitch. Struck him out. There we go. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Great start for Tyler Bremner. Couldn't be happier. On the mound for the Mariners, Brian Wu. First man he's going to face, Nelson Rada, trying to take over as a starting center fielder this spring. Strike at the knees. Nelson's got great defense and speed. A little bit of pop. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Strike at the knees again. And the 0-2 pitch from Wu. Swing and a miss, and he strikes him out on the changeup. Wu gets the best of him right off the rip. And now Cal Raleigh leading things off here in the top of the second. Work the count full. Here's the pitch from Bremner. And just missed at the knees, so he's going to draw a walk to start the inning. That'll bring in Mickey Moniak, formerly of the Angels and the Rockies. He hits this foul down the left side. See Mickey's numbers last year. Bremner comes set. 1 on, nobody out. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be a tapper to first. Mota throws the second and pulls Mate off the bag, and everybody's safe. It's a weird angle to make that throw, and it's going to get an error charged to him. So now we have 2 on, nobody out. Ian Happ at the plate.
Oh, that's inside.
That's his numbers for last year. A lot of power on the Seattle team. And the 2-0 pitch right down the middle, blows him away. And a 3-2 pitch from Bremner. Just missed, another walk. So now the Mariners have bases loaded, nobody out here in the second inning. 2 walks and an error. That'll bring in Nathaniel Lowe. Dangerous hitter here. Here's the pitch.
Counts 1-0.
See, his numbers are down as well. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And it's going to be a ground ball to Mota. Flip to second for 1 to throw to first in a double play. Run scores on the double play. But that will trade a run for 2 outs. Keep this from being a big inning. See this replay. Mota gets there. Does the glove flip. Fletcher with the throw to first. Good thing we have a tall first baseman. That'll bring in Luke Raley. See if Bremner can get out of this jam, only allowing 1 run. And the 0-1 pitch. It's a tapper back to the mound. Bremner's got it, takes his time, throws to first, and there we go. So 2 walks and an error. They score a run on a double play. Could have been a lot worse as we go to the bottom of the second inning. And I'm just going to quick sim through the other at-bats. I only want to watch Rada, and maybe if Mota or Mota does something great, but I don't really want to sit here and watch all of these guys bat. So we'll quick sim here, and Bremner is done. He's only going to go 2 innings in his first start, so we'll go to another pitcher as well. And Nelson Rada back up here, bottom of the third, 1 on, 2 out. Brian Wu still in the game. Rips that foul down the left field line. Rada struck out his first time up. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Another foul back. Rada down 0-2. Here's a pitch. And a pop-up just into the outfield grass. Shortstop's going to have that, and that's the end of the inning. And Nelson Rada up again here in the 6th inning. We're down 4-0. Ian Happ just hit a home run. Man on second, nobody out. And a check swing roller up the middle. Is he going to beat it out? Yes, he is. A little excuse me swing there, and he gets an infield hit. Now we have men at the corners and nobody out. See this replay. Torres way up the whole center field throw, and he was easily safe at first base. Got a battle going on here. Several foul balls. Mota staying alive. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And it's going to be a ground ball up the middle. Knocked down at second base. And a throw to first is late. And we get on the board. Infield single there by Mota. Drives in a run. And Ryan Ward would drive in another run with a single. Rosario with a 3-run shot. And we're up 5-4. And we're going to get one more look at Nelson Rada. 1 for 3 on the day with a run scored. And he's going to try and bunt and goes way foul. Angels battle back. We're up 5-4 now. Here's the pitch from Santos. That's going to be a pop fly into shallow center field. And that's going to be caught for the first out. And the Angels would hang on and win the game 5-4. Victor Medeiros with the win. Jason Foley with the save. Look at this box score. See, Happ had a 2-run shot. Our side, Rada 1 for 4 with a strikeout. Mota had 2 hits, scored a run, drove in a run. Rosario with a big home run, drove in 3. Stolen base by Mota. And Tyler Bremner, 2 innings, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 1 earned run. I'd say that was a pretty good debut for both guys. And I was planning on showing you more of Nelson Rada and Tyler Bremner in spring training, but it became very evident early on that these guys need a little more seasoning in AAA. And we finished the spring season with a 14-13 record, had a winning record. That's awesome since we only had like 8 wins last year. Take a look at the stats real quick so I can show you what I'm talking about. Edgar Mota led the team, 28 hits, hit 326, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs, 4 steals. Kalai Rosario continues to get better, 3 home runs, 15 RBIs, hitting 338. Mota hit 299, 2 home runs, 10 RBI, 4 steals. Ryan Ward hit 291. And we find our way, let's just go by position. here to center field. And Nelson Rada hit a home run in the last spring training game. That's his only home run and his only 2 RBIs all of spring. And hitting 178. And he drawn some while he drew 3 walks in one game here, but other than that, it really wasn't getting on base a whole lot. No extra base hit power at all, so he's going to need some more time down in AAA, and not opposed to bringing him back up if he's having a hot start and Gavin Cross is struggling at all. So Rosario is going to be right field, Cross in center, and then Vukovic and Ward will take care of left field, and Mota obviously at short, and Rodriguez, we may keep him up here and let him DH against left-handed pitching. We'll see. Haven't quite made a decision yet. Danielis at third, Fletcher at second, and Denzer Guzman, the surprise. I mean, look at those contact and power numbers, but he hit 2 home runs, drove in 7, hit 324. Guy was amazing in the spring, so if we have any injuries on the infield, he is definitely coming up. Again, Mota and Ward doing their things. Catcher, it's kind of a mixed bag. We got to find a catcher. And I made Julian Aguilar a closer. He's got 87 pitching clutch. His stamina is now down to 66. So I'm like, all right, we're just going to put him in the pen down in the minors. So he's going down to AA. He's going to work as the closer down there. He's not going to strike out the world, but he didn't give up any runs and did a great job. So hopefully he can continue to grow down there in AA and work his way back up. And most of the relievers outside of Bernardino, he only pitched 1 inning. Everybody did outstanding job. Pitching side, Alec Manoah was wonderful. Medina was wonderful. Gonsolin was okay. Klassen, 16 walks in 21 innings. He's going back. Tyler Bremner, 20 walks, 20 strikeouts, 21 innings. He's just walking way too many guys. You can see he had a 4-walk game, 4-walk game, 4 walks, 5 walks. Just entirely too many walks, and he'll just get absolutely shelled at the major league level with those walk totals. So he's going to go back down to AAA and work on that. And Medeiros is going back down as well. And Freddie just had a couple of bad starts mixed in there. But we gave those guys a chance to make it out of spring training, and they are just not quite ready. I was really hoping they could make the team. But we'll have their major league debuts at some point during the season, I'm quite confident. So now I'm going to go set up Major League roster, AA roster, AAA roster, get the lineups and pitching rotations all set, and I'll be right back with opening day 2028. And now it is opening day 2028 in this Angels franchise. We have 2 of our better prospects up to the major leagues, actually 3 of our top prospects up to the major leagues, so hopefully a full season of them up here will greatly improve this team. I don't think we're a playoff team quite yet, but we can do better. And we get the Tampa Bay Rays in town on opening day on this overcast, cloudy day. On the mound again, 3rd year in a row, Tony Gonsolin. Hopefully he can improve on those numbers this year and lead our staff as we try to bring up some of the younger guys. And leading off for the Rays, Ha-Seong Kim. Playing shortstop instead of Carson Williams. He's down to count 1-2. Here's the pitch, and it's a smash right up the middle past Gonsolin. And the Rays are going to have their leadoff man on here to start this first game of the season. That'll bring up Luis Angel Acuna. They got him in a trade with the Mets for Junior Caminero, and he's going to strike out first out of the season. That'll bring in Agustin Ramirez, who's pretty much solved the Rays' catching problems. They've had a whole lot of troubles with catchers in their franchise. There goes the runner, throw down, and Kim is in safe with a stolen base. That was a ball on the play. So now he's in scoring position with 1 out. 1-2 count now on Ramirez. Here's the pitch. And he swings through it and strikes out on the slider. There we go, 2nd out. Big K there with the runner in scoring position. Check out this replay. Just snaps that slider off, and he swings over the top of it. That'll bring in Braden Taylor, see what he did last year. He's in the Rookie of the Year conversation for a while. That batting average is pretty woeful, though. Kim on second, 2 out, 0-2 pitch, and he swings and misses and strikes out on the splitter. So Gonsolin gives up a single, but he strikes out the side. We go to the bottom half. You know who's going to be up? Jesus Made and Edgar Mota. See if we can get a run early. On the mound for Tampa Bay, Nick Lodolo. They just signed him in the offseason. See what he did last year. Leading things off, it's going to be a veteran David Fletcher playing second base. See if he can get things started here. Heading to count 1-0. Here's the pitch, and it's going to be a ground ball to second base. Acuna's got it. Easy flip to first, and there's one down. I'll bring in Jesus Mota, see what he did in his rookie season. If you're interested to see what he does for a full year, I think he can go 2020. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and a check swing. It hit him, but he said he went around, and he strikes out. That'll bring in Edgar Mota. He struggled in his debut in the majors last September. If he can get off to a hot start this year in 2028. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch from Lodolo, and it's going to be a ground ball. Base hit into left field. There we go. We don't have to wait so long for his first hit this year. That'll bring in cleanup hitter Kalai Rosario. A lot of power. That and cleanup against lefties. 0-1 pitch, and there's going to be a fly ball into right field. Drifting back is Nolan Jones, and he's got it for the third out. So both teams get a man on in the inning, but neither team scores. And leading off again here in the fourth inning, Braden Taylor. Nothing going on in the second and third innings. Full count pitch from Gonsolin, and it's high for a ball. So Tampa Bay is going to get their leadoff man on base here in the fourth. Now bring in Xavier Isaac, slugging first baseman. 1-1 pitch, and it hits him on the thigh. So now Tampa Bay is going to have two men on to start the inning. That'll bring in Theo Gillen, the rookie. Full count on him. Here's the pitch. And he swings through a four-seamer and strikes out. So that's a big K there as the runners don't move up. That'll bring in Johnny DeLuca, the center fielder. He's down on a count 1-2. Here's the pitch from Gonsolin. And check swing, and he strikes out. So there we go. First two guys reach. Gonsolin, 8 strikeouts already in this game. Had it working today. Here's rookie Matthew Lugo. And he's going to hit this one in the left, and it's going to drop, and that's going to be a run as the throw comes in, and it's going to be late and up the line. And Tampa Bay gets on the board first. Matthew Lugo, first major league hit and RBI. That brings in Nolan Jones now. 2 on, 2 out. Down in the count 0-2. Here's the pitch. And he swings through it and strikes out. So Gonsolin strikes out the side, but he gives up his first run of the year as Matthew Lugo, the rookie, gets Tampa Bay on the board first here in the fourth. And we're going to hop ahead to the top of the sixth inning. Angels offense has not done much at all. Here's Braden Taylor again leading off, taking the strike. He's already walked and scored the only run of the game. Angels bullpen is up. Miller and Ginkel getting ready just in case. And the 1-1 pitch to Taylor. And it's a rip down the right field line. That's going to drop and get down into the corner. Doesn't hop over the wall. Rosario's throw comes back in, and Taylor slides in with a leadoff double here in the sixth. And that's going to be it for Gonsolin. Throwing a lot of pitches, had a lot of strikeouts in this game. I want this game to get out of hand. Going to the pen, though. Great start, Tony. And even though he wasn't shown warming up, Jose Quijada is going to come into the game. See, high ERA last year, high whip. Hopefully he can get that in check this year. Going to come in and face the lefty Xavier Isaac. Hit by a pitch earlier. Full count on him. Here's the pitch from Quijada. And just misses on the slider, and so he's going to draw a walk. And just like in the fourth inning, Rays are going to get two men on to start the inning. Brings in a rookie Theo Gillen. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And he swings and misses on the slider and strikes out just like last time. There we go. Big out there. Nobody moves up. I'll bring in DeLuca. 2-2 count to him. Here's the pitch from Quijada. And it's going to be a ground ball. Diving stop by Fletcher. Throws the first and gets the runner out and saves a run from scoring. So now Tampa Bay going to have 2 on, 2 out. Matthew Lugo up. He's already driven in the only run of this game. Here's the pitch from Quijada, and it's going to be a pop fly into right center field as Gavin Cross races over shy of the warning track, and he's going to have that as the Angels bullpen snuffs out another rally. Here we are, bottom of the sixth. Alex Benelis leading off. See what he's done today. And it's going to be a line smash into center field. DeLuca's going to get that back in and hold him to a single. So the Angels have the tying run on here in the sixth. Haven't done much offensively at all. Here's Fletcher now, 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. If he can find grass somewhere. And the 1-0 pitch from Lodolo. And it's going to be a ground ball to short. Flip the second for 1-0. What a throw. Bound to first, and it's a double play. What a snazzy play there by Kim. Let's check out this replay. Charges the ball, scoops, and does the backhanded flip, and Acuna with the relay. Wow. That'll bring in Jesus Made now. Nobody on and 2 out. And he drops a bunt down the third base line. Taylor and the pitcher run over. Lodolo with the throw, and he's not going to get him. Great bunt single there by Made. Try and get a rally going here with 2 out. Edgar Mota's up. Shot to the gap should tie this game. There he goes. Here's the throw, and he's safe as Made steals a bag. It's first of the season. Now we got that guy in scoring position. A single will score him. 3-1 count on Mota. Here's the pitch from Lodolo. And Tapper to third base. Taylor's got it. Flip the first, and the Rays get out of the jam. 2 base hits in the inning, but nobody scores. Nick Lodolo throwing a gem. Got to find some offense somewhere. Now going to the bullpen. Tyson Miller's going to come in. Start this 7th inning. See what he did last year. Great season. Over 100 innings in relief. First man up. Nolan Jones. Nobody on. 1-2 count. Here's a pitch. And he swings and misses and strikes out on a high fastball. Get the first out so we don't have the first 2 guys reach again. Here's Ha-Seong Kim. 1 for 3 on the day. 3-1 count. Here's the pitch. And low for ball 4. So stolen base threat. See if Keegan can get him this time. Bring in Acuna. 1 on and 1 out. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Here's the throw. And he's easily in there with another stolen base. It's now Tampa Bay. Man scoring position, 1 out. Acuna, 2-2 count on him. Here's the pitch from Miller. And he takes strike 3 on the sweeper. Kind of backed up, and he just dropped in on that bottom quadrant there. So now we have man on second and 2 outs. Ramirez up. Still a dangerous hitter. Here's the pitch. And he hits this down the right field, and it's going to drop in front of Rosario. He scoops, and the throw comes in, and it's going to be cut off as Kim scores easily from second base, and Tampa Bay extends that lead to 2-0. Braden Taylor coming up. Clutch 2-out RBI by Ramirez there. Taylor hits this one into left, and that's going to be caught for the 3rd out. But the Rays expand their lead. Justin Ramirez with the clutch 2-out RBI. They're up 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. And we're going to hop ahead to the bottom of the 9th. Edwin Uceda coming in to close this game. See what he did. Part-time closer last year. Jesus Made is going to lead things off. 1 for 3. Single, stolen base. Trying to get on base to bring the tying run to the plate. And Edgar Mota. And a 1-2 pitch from Uceda. And he swings and misses a high fastball and strikes out for the first out. Overmatched on that one. Here's Mota. He's 1 for 3 with a single as well. Down on the count. 1-2. Here's the pitch. And he swings and misses on the cutter and strikes out. So Uceda strikes at the first 2 guys to start the 9th. That'll bring in Kalai Rosario. He's 0 for 3. Last hope here. Full count. Here's the pitch. And it's a fly ball down the left field line. Hooking. And it's going to drop foul. Going to reset. Full count. 2 outs. Down 2-0. Here's the pitch from Uceda. And he swings through the sweeper and strikes out, and the Rays get a 2-0 win on opening day. Great pitching matchup. Both pitchers were outstanding, but our offense couldn't get much done as the Rays hang on and win. First game of the year. Check out this box score. 2 hits for Kim and a walk. Double by Gillen and Taylor. Kim with 2 steals. Lodolo pitches a gem. Bullpen, no hits allowed in their 2 innings. Hop on over to the Angels side. See 5 different guys with 1 hit. We only had 1 walk. We struck out 10 times. Made with a steal. Gonsolin pitched a gem. Bullpen did okay. We just had no offense. Hoping Made and Mota could provide a spark this year, but it hasn't happened so far. And now it's time to hop down to AAA where our Salt Lake Bees are going to take on the Sacramento River Cats on the AAA opening day. Got several guys down here that are very close to coming to the major leagues, so I'm going to definitely take a look at these guys, and hopefully they'll be up soon. One of those right here, Nelson Rada leading things off, number 9 center field prospect, our number 13 prospect in the organization. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch, and it's going to be a ground ball to third. Give me a scoop. Furman with the throw, and there's one down. That'll bring in another one, Leandro Santana, our left field first base DH prospect. Great wheels here. He had just shy of 60 steals last year. 1-1 pitch to him. That's going to be a pop-up behind home plate. Huff, he's going to have that for the second out. Santana fouls out. That'll bring in Travis Blankenhorn, playing left field today, and he's going to pop one behind the plate as well. So Huff, busy behind the plate. He's going to have another one, and it's going to be a quick 1-2-3. And on the mound for the Bees, Tyler Bremner. Was hoping he can make the team out of spring training, but struggle with walks. We know he's going to strike out a lot of guys, but he's got to limit the walks. Hopefully he can do that down here in AAA and get back to the major leagues, or get to the major leagues quickly. And leading things off, Tyler Fitzgerald, former MLB player. Going to work his way back up. 2-2 pitch from Bremner. And takes strike 3 at the letters for the first out. There we go. You know Tyler's going to strike out a lot of guys. He just needs to limit the walks and limit his pitch count. That'll bring in Basabi, playing shortstop today. Full count on him. Here's a pitch, and he swings through the fastball and strikes out as well. So 2 batters, 2 Ks, like that. That'll bring in Johnny Reyes, the left fielder. Full count on him. A lot of pitches this inning. This is pitch number 18. Here's a pitch, and he takes strike 3. So Bremner strikes out the side here in the bottom of the first, but that was a lot of pitches. He's got to limit those if he wants to get deep into games. And pick things up here in the top of the second. Nico Cavadas playing first base this year with Mota in the majors. You know he has power. We've seen it both in double and AAA. And he's going to swing and miss and chase a circle changeup, and that'll be the first out. That'll bring in Gabriel Rincon. He's a Rule 5 guy that was a disappointment up at the majors. He's been a disappointment down in the minors, too. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Alexander, and it's going to be a ground ball. Base hit into right field. There we go, our first runner of the season. That'll bring in Kevin Biggio, former major leaguer. 2-2 count on him. Here's the pitch, and it's going to be a high fly ball into left field. Drifting back, and that's going to be the second out of the inning. In steps Jose Rodriguez, playing third base today. And he's going to hit this into right field. That's going to drop in front of the right fielder, and Salt Lake's going to have 2 men on here with 2 outs. They try and get a late rally going. That'll bring in Denzer Guzman at a hot spring training, hoping to have a hot start to the season, get up to the majors quick. And he's going to hit a little blooper over second base, and that's going to drop. Here comes the throw from right field, and it's way up the first base side, and he's safe. So Salt Lake gets on the board first as Denzer Guzman comes through with the 2-out hit. Check out this replay. Just kind of flipped that outside pitch over the second baseman's head. Clutch 2-out hit gets us on the board early. Now bring in Kevin Parada. Rule 5 draft pick. Didn't work out last year. Trying to work his way back up. 3-2 pitch to him, and it's low for ball 4, so the Bees are going to have the bases loaded. Rally continues. Alexander struggling here in the second. Here's Nelson Rada, big spot here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Heading to count 2-1, and it's going to be a smash to short. Flip to second, and Sacramento gets out of it with only giving up 1 run, but that 1 run driven in by Denzer Guzman. Giving Bremner an early lead here, opening day. We're going to hop ahead to the bottom of the third. Still 1-0 Salt Lake. Sam Huff leading off. 1-1 count on him. Here's the pitch from Bremner. It's a fly ball down a right field line. That's going to drop and get into the corner. Rincones gets it back in quickly, and he's going to hold the catcher to a single. That was a long single in the corner. That'll bring in Nate Furman, third baseman. Nobody on, nobody out. 1-0 count. Here's a pitch from Bremner. And it's going to be a base hit inside the bag, off the side. No, it gets down past the ball boy. Throw comes back in, and Huff has to stop at second base. So Sacramento, first 2 guys reach on singles, and that'll bring in Braden Ward. He's down on a count 0-2. Really could use a strikeout here. And there's one on the changeup. He chases. That's the first out. Now if we can just get another strikeout, pop out, double play. This guy's kind of dangerous. Here's the pitch from Bremner. And it's going to be a ground ball. Second base, flip the short for one. Guzman to throw, and they get the double play. There we go. Bremner gets the K, and then he gets the inning-ending double play. Pitches around, 2 leadoff hits. As we're through 3 innings, Bees are up 1-0. Now we're going to hop ahead to the top of the 8th inning. Sam Hentges is going to come in for the River Cats. This game is still 1-0 Salt Lake. Rada 0 for 3. Trying to get on base here, get a late rally started. Down on the count 1-2. Here's the pitch. And he chases a slider and strikes out. So he's 0 for 4 on an opening day. That'll bring in Santana. He's 0 for 3 himself. Got to get this guy on. He's got great wheels, even though he's a big guy at 6'4". Here's the 0-2 pitch. And it's going to be a little shot over second base, and that's going to drop for a base hit. They're going to hold him to a single, so we got 1 on and 1 out now. Salt Lake trying to add on to this 1-0 lead. Blankenhorn, he's also 0 for 3. Here's the pitch. Runner goes, throw down, and he's safe. Santana gets his first one of the season. Now we have a man in scoring position with 1 out. See if Blankenhorn can come through in the clutch. And it's going to be a ground ball to second base, a scoop and a throw, and that's a second out as Santana moves to third base on the play. Now it's going to take a 2-out hit by Cavadas. See, he's 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. He's had a rough day. See if he can clutch up here. Down the count 0-1. Here's the pitch from Hentges. And that's going to be a ground ball base hit in the right field, and he does come through in the clutch. There we go. Salt Lake expands that lead to 2-0. See this replay. Inner middle, and he just pulls it through the hole. Gets the job done. And I'll bring in Gabriel Rincones. 1 for 3 with a single himself. Got 1 on, 2 out. 2-2 count. Here's a pitch. And back to the pitcher, Hentges with a grab and throws, and he gets him for the 3rd out. But the Bees expand that lead. Clutch 2-out hit by Nico Cavadas. They have 2-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the inning. I'm going to hop ahead to the bottom of the 9th. Daryl Boovey. I've been saying his name wrong. Call him Bove, but it's Boovey. He's going to come in here and try and close this down. Nate Furman's going to lead things off for the River Cats. That extra run could be very important. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and he strikes out on the changeup. There we go. Nasty pitch by Boovey. That'll bring in Braden Ward. He's 0 for 2. Down on the count 1-2. Here's the pitch. And it's going to be a ground ball to third base. Rodriguez grabs, throws across the diamond, and there's 2 down. That'll bring in Tyler Fitzgerald. Dangerous batter here. Glad we got that extra run. Home run can't tie it. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Boovey. And he swings through that, so he's down on the count now 0-2. If you can put him away with the changeup, slider, or something down and away. Here's the pitch. And he chased it and hits it into right field. Rincones is going to drift over, and he's going to have it. There we go. The Bees win on opening day. We do what the Angels couldn't do. As Tyler Bremner pitches a gem. River Cats only get 2 hits. Bovey with the save, and we win 2-0. Good start to the season. Check out this box score. Rada 0 for 4. Santana with a hit, a stolen base, and a run scored. Cavadas with the big RBI. 2 hits for Denzer Guzman. He also drove in a run. And Bremner, 2 hits, no walks, 10 strikeouts, 7 innings. Bullpen, no runs, no hits in 2 innings. That's the kind of start we wanted to see out of Bremner. Hopefully he can carry that into the rest of the season. I'd like to get him up to the majors as soon as possible. And on the Major League side, the Angels would win 1 of the first 4 games. You see they lost the first 3 games, only scoring 3 runs total in those 3 games while only giving up 8. And then game 4 on Sunday, we get the 6-1 win for our first win of the season. I want to show you something here. Game 2, Edgar Mota, solo shot. Freddie Lorenz did not pitch bad, but we didn't score enough. Game 3, lose that 3-1. Edgar Mota, another solo shot. And then game 4, Edgar Mota, 2 more solo shots. So that's 4 home runs in 3 days for our Angels slugging first baseman. Vukovic had a 3-run shot. Made with a solo shot as Bowden Francis goes 7 innings with no runs allowed. Down on the AAA side, we saw the shutout on opening day from Tyler Bremner. Well, then George Clausen does one better the next day as he throws a complete game 3-hit shutout, striking out 8. And then we complete the 3-game sweep with this 5-1 win on Sunday. 3-hit day for Leandro Santana. And Sandy Gaston, 7 innings, no runs allowed, as our starting pitching the first 3 days of the season down at AAA has not allowed a single earned run. That last run there on game 3 came from the bullpen. So I'd say our starting pitchers down in AAA are just crushing it early on. Now we're going to head down to AA as the Trash Pandas are going to take on the Smokies, and we get to watch the pro debut of Ricky Garner, our first-round pick. It's Rocket City trying to win another AA championship. Hopefully this guy can be a big contributor. He's a big guy, 6'2", 208. Going to play right field. He's going to bat all over the order. You can see really good power against lefties. Contact is a thing we need to work on. Good defense, good speed. And we're going to pick it up here. Top of the first inning. Nobody on, 2 out. Tanner Gordon on the mound. And that's going to be a shot down the right field line, foul for Garner. See if we can get him developed up quickly. Down and count 1-2. Here's the pitch. And strike 3 at the knees. Not too sure about that. We go down 1-2-3. We're going to hop to the 4th inning. Still scoreless game. Ricky Garner up. See, he struck out his first time. Nobody on, 1 out. Tanner Gordon still on the mound. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And he swings and misses that slider and strikes out. So he's 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. Kind of looking like Mota in his MLB debut. Now we skip ahead to the 7th. Knoxville up 2-0. Garner 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. Hoping we can just make some contact here. Gordon still on the mound. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And it's going to be a fly ball down a right field line. Racing in. And he's got it just by the line there. For the first out of the inning. Now he skipped to the top of the 9th. Garner 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts. Still looking for that first pro hit. Facing a new pitcher, Jonathan Bolin. Down the count, 0-1. And here's a high fly ball into left field towards the corner. Racing back, left fielder's got it at the edge of the warning track. And the Smokies win on opening day 2-0 as our first-round pick, Ricky Garner, goes 0 for 4 with 2 Ks. And you can see not much offense there for the Trash Pandas. Fleming with a hit, Monroe with 2, and that was it. We only had 1 walk, so rough start for Trash Pandas. And it is time to get a first look at our draft prospects for this upcoming draft. We pick at number 3, and then we don't pick again until number 40. So any of these guys that are between 15 and 30, we're probably not going to get anyway. So let's take a look at this right off the rip. We have a starting pitcher, 21 years old, looks awesome, 80 to 99 potential, 74 to 93 overall. Tight splits there, so he might not have the highest upside, but he might start out a little bit higher in his overall rating. And great strikeouts and walks per 9. It should offset the lower hits and home runs. And great velocity, stamina as long as it's on the higher end. This guy looks like an absolute stud. And if he's there with third, I will gladly take him. We need more pitchers. Alexis Fuentes, 21-year-old center fielder, looks really good as well. Another left-handed bat, though, but he does crush righties, and he's not too bad against lefties. Great vision. Really good defense. His arm strength is the only suspect thing there, but he's got great speed and stealing. If he's there, I would definitely take him. If it's between these two at 3, we're definitely taking a pitcher. But if he goes, I would be ecstatic to get this guy at 3rd overall. We also have another pitcher here, 19-year-old pitcher. Higher hits per 9 than walks, so we'll see how that works out. But he could round out to be a really good pitcher down the road. Got this starting pitcher. He's 23 years old, tight splits. And he'll probably come in on the lower end rather than the higher end. And at 23, doesn't have a whole lot of Upside, he's got more of a high floor, low ceiling kind of look to him. There's another right fielder at 22 years old. Great power, not great contact, really good speed and defense. There's another center fielder with a low split in his potential and overall. Again, good power, a little bit suspect contact, great speed and defense. Shibuya, first baseman, decent bat, great power against lefties, especially really good defense. So, we need right-handed bats, and he has great power. We struggle against lefties since we have so many left-handed bats, so he wouldn't be a bad choice, but he's not my first by far. Plus, he plays first base. We could move Mota to left field. He is rated as a left fielder, so see how that goes. And this guy, actually, would consider moving him to third base with that great fielding. 6'4", 222, that's great size for third base. There's a catcher we might consider. Great contact, great vision and discipline. Power's not going to be there, but he has really good defense, especially his arm. So if he rates out really well and gets to the top, might have to strongly consider him. Another pitcher, low strikeouts. He's a long-term project. At this point, let's go by position. Got several relief pitchers in here, so that's good for later in the draft. Looks like we got some closers near the top. That doesn't even include guys we might discover. Here's Villarreal, the catcher. We got another one in James Sheehan. Really good, consistent bat, really good defense, but doesn't look like he's going to be third overall pick worthy. Matt Zikafus. Looks like great name, not bad bat. He'll probably be gone before we get to our pick at 40. This guy's a little more consistent with a great arm, so he's a possibility we could get at 40. First base, we already looked at him. There's a 21-year-old, really good bat that hits lefties really good arm. Another guy that could play another position. How tall is he? Yeah, 6'5". He could play corner, outfield, or third base. Second base, this guy would be in line for our second pick. Very flat, consistent bat, but that stealing of up to 99 means he's probably going to be in the 50s in all those hitting categories. Another guy with really good contact, not a lot of power. Comes in on the higher end, he'd be a really good option, especially at round 2. Third base, Aldo Huerta. Really good bat, really good defense. Probably not going to come in on the higher end, so I would consider probably a high C, low B on him. He is a switch hitter, though. There's an older guy at 23. Not a lot of power, but everything else looks good. Just not going to have a whole lot of upside. Shortstop, this guy will be gone before we get to him. This guy probably will as well. Long-term project. Left field, very tight splits, and he'll be gone before we get to him. This guy has no contact, no defense. I'm sorry, no power, no defense. Looked at that guy. 99 speed and stealing means he's going to be lower. He's going to be in the 40s on his contact. Same thing here. Strata. Guy, look at him. So anyway, that's your first look at these guys. I'm going to go back here and add Fuentes to the list. We're already looking at international pitchers. So as we discover these guys, I will give you updates and give you a final list before we go into the draft. And we're going to cut this first episode a little shorter than normal. Usually I go through April and May, but with the 3 opening day games that we showed highlights from, it kind of ate up a lot of the time in this video. So we'll do May and June and get all the way up to the draft in the next one. And then the third one will be the draft right off the rip. So let's give you an update how we stand right now. We are 12-23, 8 games back in the division, and we are not the worst team in the American League. The Rays have 25 losses, so we're at .343 is our winning percentage. And look over to the National League. Yeah, we've got 3 teams worse than us, so we are not the worst team in baseball. That's good. Stat-wise, you're going to love this. Edgar Mota, 40 hits, hitting .320 with 10 home runs, 24 RBI, 3 stolen bases, slugging almost 600 and .950 OPS. Got to get these strikeouts and walks a little more balanced, but I will take a 10 home run month plus a week and a half in the season with 24 ribs. Jesus Mate, 288, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs, 18 stolen bases. Gavin Cross isn't doing too bad. Don't have a ton of power, and that is because Ryan Ward has no home runs. He was Rookie of the Year 2 years ago. Yeah, and he is very much in the doghouse, not playing well, not hitting well. Same thing with Connor Wong, hitting .089. And you're going to see some low batting averages on this team. And that is a problem, and that's why we aren't winning games. Not driving in a lot of runs either. See batting average. Mota, Keegan's doing well. I just moved him to be the everyday starting catcher. But his arm isn't the greatest, so they like to run on him. See Made, Cross, Spinellis has gotten hot lately, but the rest of these guys are really struggling. Pitching side, Freddie Lorenz, only one win on the season, but he's 1-2 with a 2.00 ERA and a 1.16 whip. The guy's been pitching excellent, just can't get any run support to get some wins. Bowden Francis, another great year. Medina's pitching well. Manoah and Gonsolin are pitching okay, not great. Those 23 walks by Manoah are a bit concerning. Bullpen side, nothing much to worry. I mean, everybody here is pitching great, and even Jason Foley, he's only got 8 saves, though. And let's drop down to AAA and look at Leandro Santana hitting .288, 3 home runs, 17 ribs, 9 stolen bases, already scored 24 runs, and he's got 11 walks, 17 strikeouts. He is going up across the board, and he is very, very close to getting called up to the major leagues. We may wait another couple of weeks or so. It might be the end of May. Kind of see how we're going. We're not going to make the playoffs this year, so I kind of want to keep him in the minors while he's hot before he comes up and faces major league pitching. Jose Rodriguez has been at the major league level, and if Ben Ellis was struggling at third, I would consider bringing Rodriguez up, but we might have to bring him up to play second base, especially against lefties. Nelson Rada had a very slow start, and he's turned it up. 5 home runs, hitting .271, slightly going up across the board. Good walks to strikeout ratio, and slugging .500. So we might have these 3 guys come up and join the majors. Look at Rincones. Wow, didn't realize he was doing so well. But we may have to bring up Rodriguez to play second base, because the guy we thought was going to play second base, Dennis Guzman's only hitting .153 after a hot spring. But we could bring up Rodriguez to play second. Santana could replace Ward and play left field, DH first base. And Rada could come in and play center field, move Gavin Cross to left. A lot of possibilities here. So we'll just kind of let them stay hot down here at AAA and look to bring them up sometime right before the draft. Just kind of see how the team's going, how they're doing, and if they're still on a hot streak. Pitching side, Tyler Bremner, 5-2, 1.29 ERA. He's got the walks down, only 11 in 42 innings with 44 strikeouts. And in his last 7 games, he's 5-2, 1.29. It's his whole season right here, 7 starts. So let me look at that again. He has had 1 game where he had 4 walks. But yeah, he's kind of cleaned up that walk mess that he had in spring training. And even though it's still at 55 here down in the minor leagues, and he's another guy we might have to wait and see how he's doing mid-May, late May. And if Manoah is still struggling with the walks, we might have to flip those 2. But Bremner's very, very close. I would bring him up right now, but while he's on a hot streak, let's leave him down in the minor leagues and see if we can get that walk rate bumped up even more. Reliever side, Phil Perez, 0.44 ERA, 0.98 whip. This guy probably will be in the major leagues later this year, definitely be in the bullpen next year. And our closer, I've been calling him Daryl Bove, but I've been mispronouncing his name. It's actually Daryl Boovie, like movie. So Daryl Boovie, if I can remember how to say that right. He's pitching well as also. He's 19 strikeouts, 19 innings, 12 saves, 3.66 ERA is a bit high. That's just from this 1 game here. We gave up 4 runs in an inning and a third. So he will likely be in our bullpen next year, although I could see leaving him in AAA for another season. He's only 20 years old. And down in AA, Nelson Ling, that a potential second baseman, shortstop that we moved to second base. He's crushing it against lefties. And 305 average. Just going to let him stay down there. He'll spend the entire season down in AA. And look at Alexander Ramirez, 20 ribs. Gotta love that. Not a lot of power down here. Ricky Garner, our first round pick. It's been up and down. 3 home runs, 13 RBIs, hitting .200. He's going to struggle against righties, so we may have to spend the entire season in AA and maybe next year the entire year in AAA to get him up. He's striking out a lot. Decent walk, though, but more of a contact problem. So we'll just let him keep cooking down there. And we'll just see how he goes during the season. Pitching side, Sean Espinoza, a potential guy, just slowly getting better. DRA was a little higher. Those walks are a little concerning, but he's pitched much better recently. McGinnis, a little bit of a rough spot here. Dave Roach has been pitching great. And Aguilar, here's our experiment. We moved him out of the starting pitcher role down to a closing pitcher role because he has that 87 pitching clutch, and he's doing really well down here in Double-A, and he has a good chance to be up in Triple-A next year as the closer there. So that is our update. That's where we stand. And if you want to see, yes, Edgar Mota has a very strong case for Rookie of the Year. He's just crushing all rookies in both leagues. So as long as he stays healthy, he should get that award and get us an extra high draft pick next year. But that's going to wrap it up for this episode. If you guys like the content, please like, subscribe, comment, share it out, hit that notification bell, and I will catch you very soon with the next episode. You guys take care.